Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining. My name's Jacqueline, and this is the 2023 Libra inspired yoga flow. Libra is the part of the sky that the sun is transiting through at the beginning of the fall, beginning of autumn. It starts with the fall equinox. The astrological year starts at the spring equinox, the beginning of spring. So we're halfway through the year at the second time when there is an equinox. The daytime and the nighttime are equal amounts of time, and in the fall, the nights gradually become longer than the days up until the longest night, which would be the beginning of winter. So the winter and the summer start at the longest day and the longest night. And the spring and fall start at the equinoxes. And we can witness this like breathing that happens seasonally. So you could say we're kind of at an exhalation point in the fall. The season, since there are 4 of them and there are 12 zodiac signs, each of the seasons can be divided into the beginning, the middle, and the end. So Libra is our beginning of the fall, and these signs are ascribed a cardinal quality. Libra is also an air sign. There are 2 other air signs, Gemini and Aquarius. We'll be focusing on the breath, and today we'll be focusing on some balancing postures. Since Libra is represented as the scales, it's the only inanimate object of the zodiac, fun fact. This time of the year is a really beautiful time of the year when we're coming into the end. There's this brilliance in the northern hemisphere of the leaves changing, still some nice sunny days before we really let all of the leaves go. So it's a good time to be present and really appreciate the beauty that's around us. So we're going to try to do that with our bodies a little bit. Just a reminder that yoga is a really ancient word, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with fitting our bodies into shapes at all. We're really just seeing if we can hold space for the body, see if we can witness ourselves in the present moment right now, and allow ourselves to be as we are. It's our nature to change and transform. We started on this planet as little babies, and we grow and change every single day. And the more that we are willing to allow this change to happen, the easier that we can transform rather than resisting. So we might notice where we are resisting in the world, resisting in our bodies, maybe even resisting to holding a little bit of space for ourselves right now. And we're just experimenting with that. The postures are just bonus. If anything it becomes overwhelming or you aren't able to focus on your own body touching the floor and your breath, then it might be an invitation to take it back and just observe. So we're going to start today standing up. Please set up your space so that you are comfortable. You have the privacy that you need. You have any windows closed, curtains drawn. Today I'm demonstrating with this small table at the front of my mat. It's nice to have a little bit of support if the floor is too far away for us to be able to find balance. We're going to be doing a pose like this. So it's nice to have some sort of support. It takes about 2 minutes to clear off a table or grab a chair and set yourself up, and it really is nice because you're just supporting your own body. And you can consider those 2 minutes like a warm-up for your practice. So when you're ready, we'll start out at the front of our mat here. You can get the feet about hips width distance. And look down at the feet. You might lift and spread the toes. And see if you can evenly distribute your weight among these points. It might seem simple to be standing, but when we were babies, this was our top goal. This was all that we wanted, was to be able to stand on 2 feet. And we worked really hard to get here, and it's something that we take for granted often now. A lot of information that we can gain from our standing position. So see if you can distribute the weight evenly between the big toe mound, the pinky toe mound, and the center of the heel. And we'll bring the gaze nice and close to the body, maybe looking down at the floor close to you. Keep the head high, the chin high as you look down the nose, maybe noticing the nose and the peripherals. Keeping close attention to the body, and we'll bring the palms to face forward. We'll just start with a little bit of twisting here. We're aiming to twist at the navel and the spine and the torso, and not so much in the legs. So ideally the hips stay facing forward, but if they move a little bit, it's okay. We're gonna get the arms to be really relaxed. So we'll just kind of swing them a few times here. And then when you're ready, we'll just start to twist. Just left and right here, seeing if you can keep the hips to face forward. A little bend in the knees is nice. You can close the eyes like a rag doll with the arms. We might be hitting ourselves. Slapping the body is good, it's nice. Bringing some blood flow into the body, feeling the breeze. And we'll twist like this for 8, 7, 6, 2, and slow it down so we're not coming to an abrupt stop. Very nice. All right, we'll do a little bit more balance here. We'll bring the hands onto the hips, and we're gonna sit into a chair on the inhale. So bending the knees, weight is more in the heels, and then we'll stand up on an exhale. It's just to feel like that, inhaling to sit, exhaling to stand. Inhale, squatting, exhale, standing. We'll add on, inhale to sit, and then we're gonna lift up off the heels, up on the toes. We'll straighten the legs out, up on the toes, and then lower the heels down. So with the breath, it's inhale, sit, heels lift. Exhale, stand, heels lower. Inhale. Exhale. Notice if you're rushing through these. Slow down the breath, slow down the mind. Just playing with the balance. Maybe a smile on the face can be nice. Inhaling to sit and lift the heels. Exhaling to stand and lower the heels. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Very nice. All right, let's get a little bit of a wider stance with the legs. We're just gonna rinse out some of the energy we're holding on to. We're gonna do a big breath into the nose all the way to the top. And we'll bend the knees and kind of fold over the legs for our exhalation and find the very bottom. And we won't retain the breath for very long, but we'll try to see if we can find the bottom and just hold there for a moment. And when we come back up, we will be inhaling, and we'll do 5 rounds of that. So you can bring the hands onto the knees as you exhale to fold over the legs. And we'll try 5 together. Big breath in through the nose. And exhale at the mouth. Find the bottom and slowly inhale. And again. 3 more. 2. Last one. Very nice. Let's bring the arms out and up, inhale. Bring them to the heart, exhale. One more like that, inhale. And exhale. All right, let's step the feet together from here. Hands are together in front of the heart. So we'll stand on our left foot from here, lifting the right foot up off the floor, bending into it 90 degrees. And you could always just stay here. Take your time through all these poses. We're balancing on one foot from here. You might like to open up into the hip. So we're opening the right hip out to the side. And you might be staying here. Our next pose is a half chair pose. So we'll see if we can connect the right ankle over the left knee, and then we're gonna sit into our chair here. So this is our half chair pose with prayer hands. And we can keep the prayer hands, or we can try a different arm variation. We can lift the right arm up to the ceiling, bend the right elbow, and maybe we use the left hand to assist the right elbow a little bit deeper, keeping the legs. You could use the left arm underneath and see if you can bind the hands together behind the back. We're holding for 2, 1. We're gonna start to unravel the legs, sending the right leg to the back end of the mat and landing the foot there. We'll unravel the arms. So the back foot is parallel to the back end of the mat, and the arms are spread out to either side. We're in a warrior 2 shape. And then we're gonna jump right into our side angle balancing pose. Sorry, half moon balancing pose. Totally optional. Here, the chair or table might help. We'll see if we can step onto this front leg. Oof. Lift the back leg up, and the bottom hand can be touching with our support. Could be our table, could be a block underneath us. Maybe we're reaching for the floor. Gaze could be looking down at the floor, or maybe one day looking up at the top hand. Keep the gaze steady, the breath moving. We're kicking out from the lifted heel for 2 and 1, and then we're gonna come into standing, feet together. It's a fun transition. Take a moment, feel the response of the body, and we'll try the other side. We'll bring the hands together in front of the heart. We're gonna stand on our right leg. Left leg lifts to a 90 degrees. And again, you could just be staying here, just as much balancing. We're just holding space for the body. See if we can calm the mind. We might open the hip out to the side from here. A little bit more challenge. Our next pose is half chair, connecting the ankle over the right knee and then bending the knee to sit in our chair pose. Be sure to flex into that left foot so the whole body is active. And we could add on the arms by lifting the left arm up, bending the left elbow. You could use the right hand to assist the elbow. Lots going on, lots for us to focus on. You might even swim the right arm underneath behind, and you could just be holding onto the fabric of your clothing if you're wearing a shirt, or maybe we find the fingers one day. We'll stay here for 2, maybe 1 more breath. And then keep the arms, we'll unravel the legs, step the left leg to the back end of the mat, and lower the heel down, opening up to the left side. And then we'll open the arms out to the side as well. That's our warrior 2. Back heel is parallel to the back end of the mat. We're committed to the lunge on the front foot, evenly distributing the weight. And then maybe we try for that half moon pose by springing onto this front leg, lifting the back one, and the front hand, right hand could be touching with our support, could be touching with the block on the floor. Move slowly. Feel the breath moving. Recognize yourself as a transforming being moving through time. Gaze could be on the floor, or maybe one day up at the top hand. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly transition back to standing. Arms up, inhale, and prayer, exhale. All right. That's our standing balancing poses for this flow. We're going to do a little bit more balancing flow down on the floor. Now you can get down onto the floor however you like. Perhaps if you regularly practice yoga and you enjoy a vinyasa, you could take a vinyasa. Today we will try something a little different with balance as well. If you'd like to join me, we're going to bring our arms out in front of us, palms face down, and we're going to slowly bend into the knees. We're going to see if we can squat ourselves all the way down. So we're going to slowly bend the knees all the way down. It's okay if the knees go past the ankles. We're sitting as low as we can if it's in our mobility. And then maybe we can get our butt down to the floor. Maybe it's a bit of a fall, no problem. And then if you're seated, we'll just roll over our shins into our tabletop position. Very nice. Okay, so in our tabletop, we're in a different position, different relationship with gravity, different relationship to the floor. We might just take a moment to collapse into the joints here, feel what that feels like. Then on your next inhale, we'll press the floor away, creating length and space through the joints, through the spine, crown of the head away from the tail, and exhale, release again. Inhale to press away. One more. And press away. All right, so we want to maintain this pressing away from the floor. We're rooting ourselves down with what's touching the ground. We'll lengthen the right leg back behind us if you're ready. So the back toes are tucked under. We want to make sure the hip points are facing in the same direction, so we've got even hips and an even distribution of weight to the floor. So both hands are equally pressing the floor away, and the back foot, shin, and knee is pressing the floor away. You could stay here or maybe lift the back leg up so that it's parallel with the floor. And you could stay here or reach the opposite arm forward. The left arm reaches forward, right leg is reaching back. We'll inhale, reach long here, and exhale, we're gonna cactus them out to the side, knee and elbow come out to the side. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, bring them to the side. One more, inhale. And bring those out to the side. And then we'll lengthen the arm and leg out and land the arm and leg down to the floor off of the mat. From here, we'll circle the right arm over to the left, and we'll get a little side bend from here. So then from here, we'll point the right toes away from you. The foot that's off the mat, toes are pointing away from the body. And then we're going to cartwheel those hands up, bending into the right knee. And we're in this modified warrior two shape. The right toes are facing away from us. We're looking at the right fingers. This is a gate pose. And then we'll connect the right elbow to the right knee and swing that left arm up overhead. So we're getting a side stretch for the left side. Very nice. And then we'll bring both hands down to the floor. We'll tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee up, and then kick that right leg up and back, a three-legged dog. And then when you're ready, we'll lower the right knee down to the floor underneath the right hip. So we're in that same position as we started, but this time the left leg is extended back behind us. Same thing, we want to make sure the hip points are facing in the same direction, even distribution of weight, and we could stay here or lift the left leg up off the floor so that it's parallel. Maybe the right arm reaches forward. We're breathing, evenly distributing the weight. We'll inhale to reach long. Exhale, cactus them out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus them out to the side, and then we'll lengthen them out to the side and land the hand and foot down to the floor off of the mat. From here, we take the left arm and we circle it up overhead. So it's like we're in a side plank pose with the knee down onto the floor. We'll point the left toes off the mat away from us and then cartwheel ourselves up into our gate pose, modified warrior two shape. We're facing off the mat, looking at the left hand, and then we'll place the left elbow over the left knee and swing that right arm up overhead, side bend here. And then we'll circle both hands down to the floor, tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee up, and lift it up and back, three-legged dog. And then when you're ready, we'll lower the left knee down underneath the left hip. We'll try that flow again one more time, this time a little bit swifter. Lifting the right leg up and back behind you, reaching the left arm forward, inhale here, exhale to cactus them out to the side. Right away, we're lengthening them out and landing them down onto the floor. Right arm swings overhead, toe points away from the body, and then we come up into our gate pose, warrior two, elbow over the right knee, side bend, and then both hands down to the floor, tuck the back toes under, lift it up and back, three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, knee underneath the hip, right knee, left leg long back behind you, and then lift the left leg up. Right leg reaches long, right arm rather, inhale. Exhale, cactus them out to the side. Reach those long, and then land the foot and hand off the mat. Left arm circles up overhead, side bend. Left toes point away from us as we come up into our gate pose. Left elbow comes over the right knee, left knee rather. And then the right arm comes up overhead for our side bend here. We'll circle both hands down to the floor, tuck the back toes under, lift the knee up, and kick that leg up into the air. And then we'll bring both feet down to the floor, both knees down to the floor, and we'll sit down onto our hips from here. Just taking a moment, taking that in. Let's come into a seat onto our butts from here. We'll scoot to the middle of the mat. And we'll just finish up with a wide diamond shape with the legs. We can bring the soles of the feet together. Knees are opened out wide to the side. And we'll inhale to puff the chest forward and exhale to round the spine out. Inhale, heart forward, elbows back, and rounding exhale. One more, heart forward. Exhale to round. We'll come back into our tall spine. We'll just do a simple twist from here, bringing the right hand behind the back. Left hand can be over the right knee, just pressing it down. We're just kind of twisting by looking over the right shoulder. We'll come back to center, bring the left hand behind the back. The right hand can come over the left thigh. And again, we're just looking over the shoulder with both eyes, feeling the difference between our inhalations and exhalations. Then we'll come back to center, bring the hands outside of the knees. We'll close the knees up. And then slowly recline one vertebra at a time, all the way down to our backs. You could bring the hands, palms face down on the body. Maybe the legs, the feet are a little bit wider than the knees, knees together. Our recovery pose. And you could choose to rest here if it feels right for you. A traditional corpse pose is with the legs extended to either corner of the mat. And the hands could stay palms face down on the body or could be palms face up alongside the body. Be sure to take up as much space as you can. It's an important part of our practice, our final rest, where we let go of all of the effort. We allow the body to integrate the information that it's learned. Relax the brow, detach the tongue from the roof of the mouth, relax the jaw. Just take up space for yourself to be without expectation, without judgment. It is your divine right to rest. Thank you so much for joining me today for this short balance-inspired practice. Take care. Peace.